Welcome to the Knox County Board of Commissioners meeting for April 21st, 2026. This morning we have Knox County Water and Wastewater here. And Jeff, I'll let you introduce yourself and your title and let you take over from there.
Hey, I am Jeff Picker. I'm the director for the Knox County Water and Wastewater, and I've been here how many years? 10 years now, I think. So anyway, we will get started. We'll start going down through the project list. As I've said last month, this is kind of a thing to keep my managers and myself on track. So some of this may not mean a lot to you guys, but we figure out things that need to be done and get them on this list. And then this kind of keeps our feet to the fire and making sure that we're progressing through as the year goes by. So we'll hop skip down through there. I mean, some of that stuff is just general stuff. We can hop into the first one that we get to. They quit moving that so fast on me.
Here, I'll let you scroll through.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll hop down I'll go down my stuff. So we're getting ready to start doing some repair work at PVA. We know we have some I&I issues out there, Jason. I&I, inflow, infiltration, groundwater. We've identified with the camera, so we've got some line work that we're going to be replacing out there. They've got the locates called in, and we're going to try to start this week, but I have some other things for them
Is
to
this
do.
not down at the new plant? Is this up in the?
This is in the collection system, correct? In the collection system, nothing, but the water ends up at the new
Right,
plant.
exactly.
Yes, so we see flows that we weren't not anticipating coming in there, and there are some cracked tile roots there, leaking laterals, you name it, we've got it there. So we've identified some. We'll start working on that to get some of that clean water out of that plant. So no sense in processing groundwater. Let's hop down. We had the digesters on there. Guys have done a good job. You can see digester 2 and 3 from last month. They've got both of those cleaned. We did some repiping in there because we had some problems this winter with the way that we transfer and move sludge. So they did some quick little dirty work, and hopefully next year we won't have problems, everything freezing up. Maybe we won't get a freezing weather next year. So still have digester number 1, which is the main one that we feed our centrifuge. So it's going to take a little bit more coordination to get to it, but we will get to it. Skip on down through clean septic tanks, Bladensburg. We still have a few of those left that are hanging out there that they have not got done yet. Drilled a new well number 7. They started last week. I'll actually have a couple pictures in here when we get to the picture.
And that would be going north of your well field now, right? That new well.
The new well is actually west, would be closer to the river than any of the other ones.
Okay. All right.
So it is between 6 and 3, which are the 2 big main wells, and
Right.
7 will be right in between. They should be done by the end of this week. We're hoping so. Drilling it, the first phase is, drilling it, collecting the samples, turning them in, and get the analysis. Once we get all of this stuff back, pump testing. We might not be done with the actual pump tests and the drawdown stuff this week. It may fall into next week before we get that done.
Just to refresh me, Jeff, this is a new operating well, or is this a backup well?
No, this will be another. So we will have 3 main wells and 3 secondary wells then.
Okay.
So they will alternate as they run during the day. So one big well and one small well will go on at a time. And it gives us redundancy because we do have some problems with those at times. They're mechanical, and we've had a lot of problems with 6.
What did you say? How long the main wells run before you cycle them to another well?
Well, they run until the tank is full, till the front tank is full at Apple Valley up there.
But do you run like 6? Does it?
We'll run like 6 and 2 will run together until the tank is full. They will shut off the next time it calls for them to get water, then 3 and 4 or whatever. So there'll be 3 big ones and 3 little. So they'll alternate. So 6 may only run once every 2 days once we get to the number 7 well on and operating, which should be hopefully early fall, late fall, by the time we get everything done with it.
So the question every time I go out there, I have, because I'm not familiar with, but it looks like at some point in time, you might run out of land down there to keep throwing wells in. Is that?
There is a possibility. There's some other technologies out there too that we've talked with the consulting. We can still move towards 36.
Right,
Yeah. So
north,
we still
yeah.
have, yeah. So north, we still have some room there, but we probably should look at some options
Mhm.
someplace else and acquiring some property.
We've
Closer.
identified some land.
We've identified.
Close to there
Yeah.
that we could.
Yeah, it was up on 36, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually have, we have a sanitary survey, which sounds weird, but it's for water, coming up in May with Ohio EPA. And when she's in, I'm gonna take her down there before we do anything else and just see what her take is. There's some setback issues with that piece of property
It's
and
along 36 across the river, correct?
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be on the north side of
Right.
the north side of the river
Right.
along 36. But there's some setback issues because of the road and see if they'll give us a variance before we go doing too much more. So I just thought it'd be apropos while she's here that take her down there
Sure.
and kind of pick her brain a little bit because there's no sense in us doing too much more if they're going to come back and say absolutely no.
Yeah.
But
And I assume, because all of them, to kind of Barry's point, we have 7 wells down there. Even if you kept drilling more wells, I assume we're hitting the same pot of
That's what I'm
water.
wondering.
yeah, you do.
So it's more about just redundancy. If the wellhead goes down, that you've got another well to pump, to keep pumping
It's the
the
same
water.
aquifer.
But if you have contamination problems, you've got major
Right.
problems because we're all in the same water
Right.
aquifer. Yes. So if we could move downstream, well, actually it'd be nice to move upstream, but I'm not really sure how you're going to get upstream because if there was contamination at the well field, downstream could still be contaminated because
Sure.
it's downstream, where if you were upstream, then you would not have,
Right.
you would have that. So we may have to identify some other areas too, to look at that. But this one's, what we've identified is far enough away that I don't think we'll have a problem. We talked to a geologist just to get their take. So it wasn't just me that I think we'll be all right.
But I assume that's not uncommon for municipalities. They have a well field.
Correct.
They don't have
A well field.
well fields.
No.
Right. So
I mean,
we're not isolated.
No, we had at Muskingum County, we had another piece of property we owned to be able to utilize downstream if we ever needed to.
Look how long it's taken us to get well 7.
Correct.
Even if we had other property and you had a contamination issue, you're not bringing.
You're not drilling a
You're not
well and
drilling
having it in. No, nothing's going to happen
Right.
overnight. No, exactly. That's why it's very critical to make sure that we don't have contamination at the well fields.
Mm.
So, let's flip down through. I got the admin building, so we'll kind of talk about that in the well. Jason and I've got the application in for OWDA for both the new admin building and well number 7 preliminary coming back. Everything looked good. They will do a little more thorough analysis once we pick a contractor to do the well and or the admin building and to actually get the finalized. But from what I'm gathering, from what she's got back with us, is that we're in pretty good shape financially. So I don't think we're going to be a high risk. So I think, and what we were told from one of Jason's contacts was that we looked pretty good. We're the kind of people they like to have. So,
The only thing.
You mean the ones that pay their bills?
Back out that the
Yeah,
financial advisor, yes,
probably.
our request change, could we borrow, because if we're working on some issues, we've come in with the building, the cost of the building is, so could we tweak that loan application?
Correct.
At this point, I assume we probably can.
I think we probably can because we're not in any final stages and financially we were proving that, we were
So I
very
can
well
call
off
David
financially.
and
So.
asking that, you know.
So, well, let's get through.
Yeah.
Let's get through where we
What
go at
happens
with that,
today,
and
yeah.
then we'll go. So, do you want to go to my? We'll go off of this and go to my pictures, if you would, please.
Alrighty.
As he's bringing this up, so we were Yeah, the first two pictures, and then there's another one down there we'll have to show. So, as the guys were out looking for some I&I problems, lo and behold, we discovered this. Um, yeah, I told you, Penny, that I got you a perfectly good. This is a manhole. Surprisingly enough, I'll show you what it should look like. But apparently, we have some people that like to throw. Those are gigantic rocks, as you see sitting down in there. Okay, and we'll get a better picture of the next. But
Somebody's actually throwing those rocks in?
yeah, yeah.
So taking the manhole cover off and throwing.
Correct. Yes. So we are in the process. The new manhole casting and lids bolt down where they can't get into them at all are almost $600 a piece. But we are going to be doing that. So this was after this is what the manhole should have looked like. So you've seen the first picture of what it looked like. There's another picture in here that just shows the rocks. I'm not sure where it's at. It must be on down there somewhere. Yeah, click that one. Okay, there's the rocks. See, pretty sizable. They didn't just,
Wash off the road.
wash off the road and down into there. Somebody actually threw them down. This is not the first time that this happened out there. Cost us lots of money for somebody who was apparently not watching their children enough to. And these are probably kids that are old enough to know better.
Well, that's, it didn't know it says rock.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a 3-year-old. It
Well,
wasn't a
the
3-year-old.
the cover isn't light.
No, it's not light either.
Yeah.
So yes, these are things that are challenges, and these are things that we get to waste our money on. To
There's
fix.
somebody that got in trouble with their water bill or something.
Yeah, there's a possibility. Who knows? It may have been an adult. I'm guessing it was probably a kid, or kids. But yeah, so that's one of the things we found. The next couple pictures, as you guys know, they're replacing the bridge on Howard Danville Road, and they unfortunately got into our 6-inch water main. So the customers, including our wastewater plant, were without water for about 24 hours or so. They helped us dig this up. I actually drove to southern West Virginia to pick up the next part that he shows, which was $1,800 for this one. That's coupling right here. It's a special coupling, but we had to have it. The pipe was offset, so we couldn't get anything to work other than that. So that's what I drove. I bought 2 of them when we were there just to be on the safe side because they're still digging on the other side of the bridge. We were able to, we just bought a new locator, and we were able to run a fish tape through there, a wire through there, and know exactly where the water line's at on the south side of the bridge. So they are trying to avoid that. The contractor is.
I assume the contractor reimburses us for that.
Well, that's a question I guess we probably need to address with Cameron. So yes. We actually ended up pouring 4 yards of concrete over the top of that $1,800 Hymax coupler right there. So it is now encased in concrete. Again, it was encased in concrete before and they hit it. They've got a pretty sizable hoe in their digging. So, and they're close to our sewer line on the other side. We got sewer on the other side, water on the west side, sewer on the.
So how many customers lost water for a day?
We had 16. And of course, one of them was us. We could not run anything. We use water. We couldn't run our centrifuge, which we had it on. It plugged it all up. Yeah.
Thank you for going beyond the Call
So-
of Duty to drive to go get
It was a 3.5-hour drive. Yeah. I got back at 8 o'clock that night,
Would have
but
been longer, right?
it would have been longer. Yes. Thank goodness that we have some good contacts with our suppliers, and they were able to locate it probably within a half an hour of what we needed. And the unfortunate part is, like I say, I drove to Washington, PA, and then south like 65 miles to go get this at a supplier's warehouse. So, and the guys stood there and waited for me to help me get them in there. So, lovely things that we've got to deal with. I don't know if these you can open up those PDFs. I don't know. So those three PDFs are we just got all 3 water tanks inspections done, exterior inspections done, not interior. They did look in them, but they actually do a dive in and or a complete clean out. next year we're scheduled for. So those are the three water tanks. That's the small one in the front.
Jeff, I know it doesn't impact anything functionally, but I was driving by Apple Valley yesterday. I noticed all of our letters are peeled off.
Well, if you want to read this whole report, they even say that we will address that. So
Okay.
yes, the letter.
That's the one up by the main entrance.
Yes, that's that one right there. So yes, this is just, we're on the backside, so you
Are those
can't.
just stickers or was it painted on?
No, I think they were stickers. I think
Okay,
they were
that's what
stickers
it
on there. So yeah, in their report, it says, if you want to look through the whole report, that's the whole report is included in here from what they did. So those were just pictures.
There's no address.
There's some other pictures. If you want to just scroll down, I think there's some other pictures. There's garbage stuff, but there's pictures of the inside of the roof and them telling, what it looks like. There's the roof. There's your on the outside. We'll try to figure out what we're going to do. The tanks, I think we're going to end up cleaning the two tanks, both the tanks, take the power washer up there, and they're starting to look bad. So not that it creates any function with the water quality, but it's just a perception that does not look well. So anyway, these are all their inspection notes and where they've taken pictures and explained if there was a deficiency or if there wasn't, and basically everything looked good in there. So each of those reports are detailed the same way. Each tank, I guess, is detailed the same way. That is the back tank. If you guys didn't know, that's in the back of the valley.
Is that the newest tank?
Yes, that is the newest tank. Yeah,
The number I look at is at 500,000.
500,000 gallons.
That's a lot of water.
That's what it holds. We are producing 560,000 gallons of water a day right now.
Oh,
We
So
still have
when you
major
said
water
earlier
losses.
the well field, so does it go to the front tank first?
It goes the wells pump to the front tank. So the wells are controlled by the level of the front tank. Then there is a booster station there, that little V-shaped hut, and that pumps all the water throughout Apple Valley and back to the back tank.
Okay.
There's
How far is that? You think that is from the front tank to the back tank? That's pretty
I
good.
think it was like 6 or 7 miles around, but it
Yeah.
goes both ways.
So it provides all the water.
It provides water as usage, but then, as that level gets down to X, then the pump kicks on and called a booster pump, and it actually boosts and pumps water up to there. Yes. To that back tank. That's all open in the inside. Good little tour at some point in time. All that's just open. We use some of that for storage. So that's a stand, that standpipe is just an open, good tornado place, I think, maybe, possibly. I don't know. And 500,000 gallons of water above you. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But and then this is a tank. You guys were not here. This tank had been out of commission when I came here. We actually did this contract with this company, and they painted the inside, rehabbed the outside of it. It's only 100,000 gallons, but it's 100,000 gallons. It's another additional amount of storage and another asset. So as long as we continue to maintain our assets, these things will be good forever. So, or close to being forever. So, all right, you can hop off of those. I don't see it. I must have missed it. Oh, there it is, down at the bottom. Do well 7 drilling. Okay, just so you guys can get a picture of what's happening. So that's them drilling the well. So you can see we're to the back part of our fence back there. If you're looking to the left front of the other truck is where the ball diamonds are at, and well number 6. I tried to take a picture and I didn't get the second one I took. You can see the stairs for well number 6 right there. So that's well number 6. So that's the proximity we are. Part of the pump and drawdown test is to monitor those wells to see how much they pull down as they're doing the pump test when they get the well drilled.
How deep are they going?
I think we're going to be like 105. I think it's 105 feet. I think on that one when we're done. I can't remember exactly because at 85 feet is where they start using the gravel that's in those bags is what they start packing around the well, and that keeps the sediment out, and that's what we refurbish. When we do every 5 or 6 years, we go in and they actually put acid down in there and air and clean up that calcium deposits in there to keep those veins open, to keep those wells producing.
Right.
So we do that. We try to cycle them around now that we'll have 6 wells. We'll do them once every 6 years. The well will get rehabbed again. So that's phase one. That's phase one on the well drilling. Go to the Roots Centerburg. I'm almost done. So this is what roots look like inside of sewer lines, and this is actually, we've already ran our jetter and stuff through there to help clean us out. We had a sewer back up over there in Easter, so one of my managers, myself, and one of the guy that was on call actually went over there and worked on this to get this to this extent. We are working on getting a company to come in to actually cut these roots. We're looking at a root cutter for ourselves. They're kind of expensive, but it may be beneficial for us to purchase it as opposed to farming that part out. But
And you can't really use chemicals to do that, right?
well, what you can do is, what they'll do is there is a foam after you cut the roots that's supposed to retard the growth of but the trees are looking for nutrients and water. So guess what? Hey, there's a
Here's
prime
water.
source of getting in there.
How many cast iron pipes are they all?
No, these are the over in Centerburg are all clay tile. It's all clay tile.
Isn't that even more accessible to roots?
Yeah. And especially some of the old ways, they were just butted up against. They didn't even have like a bell and spigot, so they were just butted. So a lot of the roots, but they'll work their way. It's funny how they will work their way. You cut those out, and they'll be back in a couple of years, just like that again. So I think there's only one more picture. It's just like, yeah, the UTVs down there. So this is the new UTV that we bought to plow snow and for spraying the fence line, spraying the stuff. And we use this for our camera. So we actually we've used it a lot so far. We put our camera in this and we're able to get into the back lot lines. That picture that I showed of the roots, actually the camera was in this, and that's how we got back there because there was no other way. You couldn't get a truck or anything back in there. But that's what we just bought. So that's what we purchased. This thing should last us for, the other one lasted for 20 years. This thing should probably don't put very many miles on it, but it is very helpful about getting the camera and stuff back in those lot lines. And then we put tank sprayers in because we have a lot of places that we have to spray to keep the weeds down. So
Makes sense.
all the fence, except at the well field, we don't spray down there. The only other thing I have, and I guess Cheryl's not here today, but it's been the big deal that we were in the news on the sewer backup, water backup over in Harborview. We have found 4 more laterals that were leaking. We've got an outside contractor getting ready to start working on that for us to do those repairs. They're too much for us to handle. They're a little too deep for us to be dealing with. So we are, I think, down at the bottom of my project list, ice pigging. I think, did I talk about that before? Did I talk about ice pigging before? Or maybe just Jason and I just talked about ice pigging. Ice pigging is a form they take a bunch of ice cubes and you pump it through your force main, water mains. That's how you clean them. So it's a means of being able to do it. They have other means that are like styrofoam, but we're going to be going underneath the lake. And if the styrofoam gets stuck in there, we have a problem. With the ice will melt and then you're fine. So we are contracting with a company. They're out of Wisconsin. They will not be able to be in here until later June or July. It's $60,000 for us to clean these lines.
Yeah, I think we talked about.
Yeah, I think we did talk about it a little bit, but we're going to end up, Jason, you were right. It was a bang for our buck. It wasn't that much more. Why was here. So we're going to end up doing 4 pump stations, 4 critical pump stations. We're going to clean the force mains. We'll do pump tests before and then pump tests afterwards just to see, the benefits that we got. But we believe that will help get rid of some of that, besides fixing some of these lateral issues, that we found. So hopefully that will.
So is there a chance they can back up again?
Yes. I mean, when it rains like it rained, I mean, we had stuff underwater. I mean, it was a flash flood. I mean,
Right.
the streets were flooded. So yes, you have stuff that's inundated. I mean, it's in completely under. So yes, there is the potential. Yeah, but we are not alone. Okay, just so everybody understands, we are not alone. I'm assuming that the TV station drove past probably 20 other treatment plants coming over here. that we're experiencing the same thing.
Same thing, huh?
Yes, so
And some of those services you had said shouldn't have had.
should never have had basement
Should have
services
never
in.
had basements.
Their basement service is lower than the lowest point in our collection system. So where's it gonna go? It's gonna go in your basement. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket science or an engineer to figure out that it's going to come in your
There should have
basement.
been a slab, not a basement.
It could have been a basement, it's just not, they should have had an upflow toilets, or something like that as opposed to. Don't pull a toilet in or don't put a shower in, they have upflows and we have a couple customers that's what they did was they put upflows and then there's no chance other than if that thing quits. They're actually pumping it up and discharging it out to here. So probably what they should have had, but hindsight 2020, we have to deal with what we're dealt with at this point in time. So, and obviously we have some water coming in there. So we'll.
And in a normal scenario, that's not an issue, but when you have 4 inches of rain and.
Correct. And we even had a backup pump that we stuck there, our backup bypass pump we stuck there to try to help. And it helped for a while, but when you got that much, when you're getting that much rain, it's
So
impossible.
certain houses seem to be,
Certain houses, yes, because
they get it quite
Yes.
often.
they're closer.
They're
Yes,
used to it.
they're
They're
closer.
closer or they have those basements.
Or they have basement services that others do not have. So, yes.
I have another question.
All right.
A couple of ladies have said to me in town that their laundry gets bleached.
City.
And
City.
they'll get in the city.
Yeah, it's not.
Can you tell me why that would happen? I said, really? They showed me a sweater that actually splotches all over. And they said, I put no bleach in. It happens all the time. And it's the wire.
That's been a city thing.
They complain about that. I don't know what the residual is, but I mean, we have about 1.5 parts, and I know people complain about ours, but the EPA wants us to keep one milligram per liter of chlorine throughout our system. So the people that are at the beginning get a little more chlorine in their water than because by the time it funnels all the way through and gets to that back tank back there. So I have a hard time believing that.
According to Matt Starr at the State of the City meeting, it wasn't an overabundance of chlorine in the water. A lot of this had to do with the specific clothing that was being
washed
because I guess some of the foreign countries, the way he spoke, that do not have the same dye type standards that we do in the US. So that's why it spots when it.
I could see that because I 1.5 parts, 2 parts of chlorine in the water should not be.
Well, I thought it would be evenly distributed through the water.
Well, it is
Yeah,
pretty
it
much,
should
yeah.
be,
So you
yeah.
shouldn't be getting slugs of chlorine in there. I mean,
Yeah.
you have a detention time of contact time. So that we calculate that and know how far we've got where we inject our chlorine before the first user. So.
And I wonder like
Injury
different
point.
types of detergents and.
That yes, I don't know. I'd have a hard time. Chlorine will bleach. It will eat holes in your clothes. I can show you some of the pants that I still wear to work at times that, and you look at the guys out there, we get bleach on and it will, but it's 12.5%. So.
So you say it's been an issue, people
Oh,
brought.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been
We've
an
talking
issue
about it for years.
for a long while. Yeah. And
Okay.
And we have some complaints just because of the taste or the smell of chlorine, but unfortunately, you've got to have it in there to keep the bacteria out. So,
Okay.
which one you want? I don't know. Left of the two evils, I guess. I'm not sure.
Bacteria or bleach, right?
And yeah. So, all right.
When you plan on being in your new building, any ideas?
It probably won't be until the end of the year, I guess. As long as we have drug our feet now, then I'm guessing that
First of the year, maybe.
we'll have to kind of coordinate that because I think I told you guys that we are with Software Solutions, we're going to the VIP network and we are transferring over in February. So either I want to get moved before then or wait until substantially after that because we know we're going to probably have some problems. These folks are probably going to have to help us out with our internet and tying in and everything. So either I want to get moved or we wait until we feel pretty comfortable with this new VIP billing stuff before we get moving. So because there's obviously going to be problems. We all know that. So,
Perfect. Well, I thank you, Jeff.
okay. All right.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you guys as well. You've done.
We're going the extra miles just to get the,
Hey, that's just a part of. And we feel bad that we couldn't provide them water, but there was just nothing we could do, and we couldn't, even when I got back, we can get concrete, so.
You probably should talk to Cameron about that. He could reach out that contact.
Yeah, I just didn't, at this point in time, we're just trying to be friendly with everybody, and I know that's not normally me, but just trying to be friendly with everybody, so. So that, we could just get the bridge done and go from there. Did you like my picture?
Yes,
Okay, you're
thank you.
welcome.
Jason, I'll flip it to you,
All
sir.
right, so we just have a few items. We have authorized a participation in the Ohio Local Ag Easement Purchase Program. And this is out on Hopewell Road, Pleasant Township, and it's 39 acres. And this is with Philander Chase Conservancy. So we've had these periodically through the years. This is 39.019 acres.
Right. So they put it into an ag program and they help maintain it, is that how? it
Yeah,
works?
well, Philander Chase, so it goes in the conservancy.
Conservancy,
and It
yeah.
can basically never be
Never be
developed.
developed at all.
Motion to approve.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, there's nothing to sign on that one. Then we have a utility permit, Licking Rural Electric in Monroe Mills Road in Howard Township.
Motion to approve.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then a contractor agreement between JFS and Ohio District 5 Area on Aging. This is for the administration of the Adult Protective Services Program, the amount of $160,000. Part of this is funded by the senior levy funds, and then part is funded by the state.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that'll require both of your signatures. And then we have a memorandum of understanding, no cost agreement between JFS and the Freedom Center. And this is for it's a non-financial MOU. I guess just that these two agencies work together with SNAP, TANF, and other program participants.
Motion to approve.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then we have a sub-award agreement between the Ohio Department of Public Safety and the Knox County Sheriff's Office for body worn cameras, and this is in the amount of $80,000. This was one of those grants they had applied for recently that we
Right.
submitted.
Motion to approve.
Second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right.
And then you just have one transfer and some bills, and I think that is it.
Commissioner, you have anything to add?
Do.
I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We stand adjourned.